Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly vlog, breakdown, rant, whatever you want to call it this week. I'm here with, yeah, I'm looking at you. None other than the world famous Cthulhu Kitty, Cthulhu, whatever you want to call her. She is here as always. I actually wrote down some notes. Believe me, it's mostly from the cuff, but it's a funny thing. I drive into work about an hour each day, sometimes longer depending on where I'm going. And I think of all kinds of things. You know, I think about the channel and the things I want to do, and I think of all types of things, and I always think of what I want to say. And by the time I get to this point on Sunday, I forget half the stuff, and then I remember what I wanted to say on Monday. Not very good. But the biggest thing is this week, you know, I don't think I've ever asked, I ever thanked Alan. He had sent some really cool stuff from some museums and stuff like that. And, you know, my son and I look at it, and I brought it to some of the people I know at my work that it pertained to, and they were just blown away by some of the stuff that he had sent about the tank museums and stuff like that, and I can't thank him enough for that. Joe for sending all that Star Wars stuff, which I donated to a kid that really enjoys it. It was like the world to him, and he wrote me a little card, and I put it up on one of my walls, but I'll have to bring it and put it up here. But Ray, I can't thank you enough for the Boise shirt. I actually wore it at Gencon. It was pretty funny. Everybody thought I was a Boise fan, so if it makes you feel better, it's better than me wearing the Florida shirts all the time, right? And especially, I was really blown away this week. I had gotten a letter from Chris, and he had said, hey, you know, I'm not using this Merc stuff, and I see that you guys are starting to do the Merc stuff and the Merc Recon stuff. And he goes, let me send it to you. And I said, well, all right. You know, I figured it was a couple blisters or something to help out. And we got these two huge boxes, which I didn't open up until later that evening when we were talking. We were playing Centauri Saga, because I thought they were for my wife, because Home Shopping Network, Amazon, what else is it? Craigslist. You know, she will tighten her butt to turn coal into diamonds. I mean, that's why we are where we're at. And you know, it's just amazing some of the things that she comes up with for the grandkids, the kids, this, that, and the other, shopping around. You know, she loves shopping for deals. But he ended up, these two huge boxes had everything ever made for Merc's Recon, and my son and I were just blown away by it. So what we're going to do is the Merc stuff that we have, I'm going to paint up, and we're going to offer for we're going to offer it up for charity. Maybe we'll auction it off, or we'll do a giveaway. I'll figure that out after the first week in September, after my grandson leaves. As far as Merc's Recon is concerned, we were going to do it this weekend. We decided against it because we didn't think it was fair to give you guys just a bunch of gray plastic. So I am almost done painting the counter threat box. So look for that next weekend. Look for the others painted next weekend. And look for a painted version of Masamora next weekend. So those three games will be the games that we are going to do. And they'll all be painted, because I feel I owe it to the channel to give you the games at their best. And that's just the way I like to do it. When we do a live playthrough, I want you to be able to know what's going on. I want you to be a part of it, because for me, that's the way I like to run my channel. Which kind of leads into some of the things. You know, we're back from Gencon. You know, and now, you know, where do we go from here? The funny thing about it is I've noticed a lot of stuff, and you know, I always look around. You know, I don't pay attention to channels, but I get a lot of email. I must get close to 200 to 300 emails a day, and I try to answer every one of them. Sometimes I answer them a day later, sometimes I answer them the same day, or, you know, within 10 minutes. I try to keep up on it. It is a struggle, but I enjoy it. It keeps me in touch with you guys. I get to know you guys better, and for me, that's something very personal. But I've noticed and I've heard from a lot of people that, you know, all the infighting between all these other channels, you know, who doesn't like who hates who doesn't answer whose feelings are hurt here. You know, all the channels that are trying to mimic what I do now. But, you know, it's a funny thing, and I mean this in the utmost sincerity. There are tons and tons and tons of channels that out there that want to be YouTube stars and want to make tons of money and be robebos with all these designers and companies and all this stuff so they can make themselves feel better. Because what it really is a lot of people lack self-confidence. You know, and that's not what I am. Or they'll underhand comment somebody, or this, that, the other, or mimic a lot of the stuff I do. And the thing I don't think a lot of these channels realize is their audience. They just look into a camera and they think they're reaching people that are basically stupid. They think you're all lemmings. They think you're marks, you're brain dead, that you guys don't have a thought that runs through your head, because they don't realize that a lot of them are phony, and you guys are going to figure that out. You guys are very, very, very smart people. And when somebody doesn't do something, or somebody doesn't follow through things, or say things, or pretend that you matter, you can figure it out. You know what channels are real and what channels are just trying to get something from you, trying to get a subscription button pushed so they can go a little further. It's all about money, it's all about power, it's all about fame, and it's not that much about the hobby. You know, every one of them will say, oh, well, I love the hobby, but hold out their hands. And for most of them, it's legitimate, because they do have a legitimate business, and I think I've done this rant 1,000 times. And you know, I'm not going to go into it, but you know the big boys. The big boys do it for a living. They do it very well. You know, if I have to name off a few, you know, Watch It Play, Joel, Nick, the Dice Tower, this Team Covenant thing. You know, they do a very good job. You know, they're big time, and they, you know, this is what they do for a living. This is how they make money. They have a large following because they've earned people's trust. And the biggest problem is that I feel that people don't earn your trust. And, you know, to this day, I've been doing this, you know, now we're back from Gencon. You know, I'm still earning your trust, earning what I think it's an honor when you click that button and become part of this channel. For me, it's an honor. I take it as a very important responsibility. I have a responsibility to you, and when I get in front of this camera, to do as well as I can to give you guys good, solid content. Listen, it's not going to be flashy. It's not going to be a lot of things, and I think a lot of that I'll head into later on in this thing. But, you know, as far as reviews are concerned, you know, I brought a lot of stuff from Gencon that nobody else had. Well, I mean, you know, other reviewers had, but, you know, the ones that didn't go to Gencon didn't have. I don't worry about reviews or trying to outscoop somebody because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to ever be able to do it. And what does it mean? Does it mean more viewership? More clicks on that particular thing? Yeah, that generates some money, but it doesn't change what this channel is. There are people that do reviews so much better than I could that I don't worry about doing reviews. When I review something, it's because I'm very passionate about it and I'll talk about it. My thing is to play it out in front of you, and then my kids and I will talk about it, and I guess that's the best review I can do. So as far as scooping things or hurrying to get all this content out and stuff like that, I'm just not going to do it. I mean, this week we did a game that really nobody really cared too much about, which was Centauri Saga. We took a look at it, we broke it down. We were, the best part is that we had you guys to help us with some certain things. And then yesterday we did All Quiet on the Martian Front, which was another thing from Gencon that nobody was talking about. But when we went and we looked to refresh the rules and we were reading it, and I said, well, let me see what else everybody else got out there, because I don't want to do what everybody else did. And there was nothing really good out there. I mean, one guy had a little robot walking and thought that was funny somehow. And I go, you're not doing justice to the game. You're not doing something to the game. And what do? We knew it wasn't going to be a very popular video, because it was just, it was miniatures, and sometimes people like to see more board games than miniatures, and it wasn't a game that was very well known. But we took it and we decided to try to make it our own and put out a video that people could watch. We would explain the rules, play through. We were so lucky to have the guy that owns the company watching and correcting some of the things that we did. So now that if somebody gets interested in this and goes on and gets the box set, they pick it up and then they can watch that video and really get a good gist for it and enjoy themselves. And that's what it's really about. Showing people things that we think that you might like, that you might enjoy with your families, the way we enjoy things with our family. With dogs running around, cats doing whatever, and so forth and so on. Another thing I wanted to bring up was, so far I painted up the Chaos Ball, the Rivet Wars, and I did the Sedition Wars. I got that all together and painted up, and I like to say that so far the silent auction will close on September 1st, so that's 2 weeks from today. When I get the bases done and stuff like that, and get it all finished, I'll probably throw it up in front of the camera in the last few days, maybe to get a few. But right now we have some substantial bids, and thank you. All the money goes to Make-A-Wish Foundation, and so far, if everything holds true, we've raised about $1,500 for Make-A-Wish. So for me, that's one of the most important things I could ever do, is raise money for and awareness for something as important as that. So let's see, we covered that. See, I have my little list here. This week, what we got going, I think I already talked about. We got Battling Brushes going up. I am going to be looking at a game called The Last Front for War and Pieces. Justin and I next Sunday are going to do the playthrough to Guadalcanal, and then he and I are going to hit some really heavy war games for War and Pieces that we will be doing some reviews for the Dice Tower and our channel. You're going to see it Battling Brushes on the Dice Tower this week. I don't think Sam wants to say what it is, but I think you'll be quite surprised. It is a pretty big game. That's pretty hot right now. The others will be playing, like I stated. I don't know if that'll be Thursday, that'll be Friday or or Saturday, but I know Masamora will be painted. We'll be doing that live, painting on the Dice Tower. On Dice Tower on Tuesday, we will be doing the others, and then on Wednesday, I got to check either I will be painting some more of the Mercs live, or I'm going to try to arrange it where I can get little Ian to paint with me on Wednesday, and we're going to do Zombie 15. So that ought to be a lot of fun. So 3 live paintings this week, so it's going to be kind of busy this week. Why we are what we are. That's what I wanted to talk about, and where we go from here. You know, one of the things I've been really fighting with myself about, and I want to make this clear, especially with the statement that I made about other channels, is that this channel isn't going to change. This channel isn't going to become something else. It's going to stay exactly what it is. And I know this is a very, very long vlog, and I apologize for it, but it's just a lot of things that I want to get off my chest. It's, if people want to war with each other, let them all war with each other, but the minute they include me and my name gets mentioned, we're going to have some problems. And I don't hide behind a camera or a keyboard. I will get up in people's grills. I've never, you know, and a lot of reasons I've said a few things and never name names, because I know the names of the people that were rude at Gencon and so forth and so on, is because I'm going to do it in front of their faces. I'm going to get up in their faces. I don't hide behind a bag of Doritos and Mountain Dew. I am not the type of guy that you really want to think that you can pull some of that stuff with. So, you know, people that want to try, you know, people that subscribe to this channel, I think you know that this is a community, and I take it very, very personally, and then I'm really trying to earn your trust. I've been a little tough at times, and I think I need to get away from that, but what I really want to do is I want to get away from worrying about other channels. Let them do whatever they want to do. Let the community or the community of YouTubers do what they want to do. My thing is to do some contributions for the Dice Tower, to try to interact with you guys the best, and concentrate on just having fun here. And that's what I think I was trying to say overall. You know, not make this big tough guy statement. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to be a wise guy or stir the pot. I kind of want to be left alone and just do my thing. I try to interact with other channels. If they want to do something together, I'm very open to it. I think it's good for both channels. I hope everybody succeeds because it's good for you. It gives you guys really good content. I just don't like when people are fake, when people try to steal content and are basically just phonies to begin with, when they want to promise you the world and give you nothing. One of the things that I always think about while I'm driving is, you know, all the money that I want to invest, and eventually I would love to do this for a living. You know, I'm getting up in age, and I'm getting long in the tooth to keep doing the job I've been doing for the last 30 years. And there just comes a point where you get tired, especially doing what I do, which, you know, unfortunately I really can't say too much about. I never tried to be YouTube famous. I never tried to promise you guys anything, only to gain your trust and to do things together and make it your channel. And this is your channel. And what I mean by that is I never tried to make myself this big personality. I'm just myself with my kids, my dogs, my cats. And I do mean cats. It seems this one's always on TV a lot, on camera. But I was driving and I was thinking, you know, how could I get to the point where, you know, I can actually raise some money without breaking anybody's trust? And, you know, I thought about patron, but I said, what is that? You know what I mean? I mean, that's basically people just giving you money to make films or make content. Well, I make content anyways. So that one kind of fell short. The other thing I was thinking is selling t-shirts. I could take the money and raise it up and put it into getting some new cameras and some new sound systems. And that's what I'm really looking to do, is cameras and sound systems, especially since it's going to cost me about $6,000 to close off this area so I can do the canvas stories and to build out and redesign tables and racks. You know, so far we've done a pretty good job cleaning everything up here. The other thing I thought was a Kickstarter, and I argued with myself and argue with myself all the time with that. And I really think that, you know, that the only way I would do a Kickstarter is if I gave you guys something. If you paid something and you got something in return, not just give money to the channel. You know, I can always turn on that little button there on the right hand side that says, you know, click to support the channel, but I don't feel you're getting anything for that. We were actually, my wife and I were talking about doing an I Love Kitty Cthulhu shirt, which would be pretty funny because we had thought of the design and it was pretty funny. But that's another thing. But for a Kickstarter, I was actually thinking of taking games that were coming out that were real hot, like 20 copies of Conan. I'd paint it, and you would pay something on a tier. Or Inferno Arcadia Quest. You pay a certain amount, I would paint, you know, like 25 copies of it. Everybody can buy a copy of that, paint it, and have a promise date that was realistic, because if I went past a promise date, I would hang myself. I was thinking of doing that. And then that's where a lot of this, what I've been talking about, trust came into the thing. I haven't earned your trust yet to do that kind of thing, to be able to sit here and paint 5 days a week for a living. I haven't earned your trust on this channel enough that I deserve to be able to do the hobby that I enjoy for a living. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of work, and I have to be 100% committed, and I am committed to the channel, but you have to be 100% committed to the things, to making sure that you do not lose focus on what is most important, and that's the community of this channel. So it's something that I've mulled over, but every time I kind of go the other way. I don't know if it's something I would do in the future, but you know, I would love your feedback on it, and that's what these comments are for. And my email at novaprime860@hotmail.com. You can always send me an email and let me know what your thoughts are, and you know, on what I should do, or if I shouldn't do anything. You know, I don't want to change this channel. I don't want to make it professional and everything like that. Everybody puts a lot of flashing lights and stuff like that, but I don't feel that they try to connect with you guys. And I think the best thing I want to do is upgrade the cameras, upgrade the lighting, upgrade the sound. Well, the lighting's pretty good. I just got to find the right bulbs for the 2 lights I need to install. But just upgrade it so you guys can see things better and be a part of the dogs barking, the wife in the background, the cats, everything else that goes on here, and just hear it and see it better. So you know, I'll figure it out. You know, with my grandson coming, we're going to Disney and all the other, you know, colleges and stuff that I'm paying for right now, and you know, taking a little bit of a lump, but that's okay. And just like anything else with the games and stuff like that, I will continue to just keep on buying. So this channel has a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of new stuff that you're gonna see. I just want to get it painted and I want to make it right. So, you know, if there's a lot of people that are going to do it, and they're going to do it fantastic. I like to think that when we finally get to it, it was worth watching because it was fun. It wasn't that we got it out first. It wasn't that we scooped anybody. It wasn't that we did anything special. It was that when we did it to what we thought we wanted to do it, and that you guys enjoyed yourself and forgot about life for about an hour or two while watching us and helping us play through something. So I think I covered everything. Battling brushes, work on the studio, your trust, channel statement. This channel isn't going anywhere and is going, as we head into really the second year now that Gencon's completely over. All the great things that are going to come up and that we are going to continue to do. Painting, I bought a new paint station, which I'm very excited about. I didn't write that on here. But in all honesty, I just want to be better than everybody by doing the right things by you guys. There are always going to be people that do it better, do it flashier, have better speaking voices, not as long-winded as this particular video is. But I think, all in all, the most important thing is that we just stay true to who we are and what we do and not worry about anybody else. And that's the kind of thing I want to do this second year, is just really keep growing this channel, keep building this channel, figure a way to do some cool things with different people that I've met and talked with, and really just do unique things, and also do the popular things, but do them together with you guys, with your input, and we'll give you our take on it. Okay, not just the same old flash in the pan. And there was something kind of funny actually that I was reading. My buddy Chaz there, he did a thing on why people have a background wall. That seems to be the norm, and people are more interested when people don't have the background. I don't have a choice. It's the only place I can put the stuff, because there's games over there, there's games over there, and there's games over there, and they're all over the wall. So I kind of really don't have a choice. And I get what they're saying, because honestly, I think I would have just have it full of superhero posters and stuff like that, which I think would be kind of cool. But for now, Wallow Games, that's what it's going to have to be. Huh, young lady? Well, that's it for this week's vlog. From Cthulhu Kitty, or Cthulhu. We still can't figure out which name to go with. And that's it from us this week. Look for some minor reviews during the week. Like I said, I want to get that last front done, and I also want to do a couple other things. But it is a lot of painting this week and a lot of gameplay, and that's what you guys are going to be looking for this week. So with that said, I think we covered, what was that about? I think we covered everything. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you very much. Thank you guys for being a big part of this channel. Thank you for listening to me talk about pretty much all the things I want to get off my chest and talk to you guys about. Until next week when we do another vlog, I'm Rob Warren. You guys have a great week.